fashioned out of man. She became man's counterpart and companion. God saw that although Adam was in a state of innocency, it was not good for him to be alone. It would be good for him spiritually, intellectually, and socially to have a wife. He needed someone to love and bear his children, since the command had gone forth to multiply and replenish the earth. Femininity is a word that has varying definitions in our culture today. From television shows to music to denominational differences, we see innumerable views on what makes a woman a woman. Why is it important to define femininity? Primarily it is important so that we might understand what our aim is as God's daughters and what his intent is for our agenda. Firstly, we must understand our essence and his plan for us, to further our understanding of his love and the value he has given us as women. Women missionaries in African nations, also known as Woman Africa Foundation, sees women as change agents. They can feed their families, build businesses, raise kids, employ her neighbors. A woman can inspire sustainable transformation and create a new story for herself, her children, and the entire community. A woman is powerful and full of often untapped potential. A woman can change the world. But first, she needs to be given an opportunity. She needs to be supported. She also needs to know God and do things according to his will and directions. The president and founder, Woman Africa, Reverend Mrs. Ijeoma Emeribe, from back in her days of her theology study, her sole aim was to always do something for God. She wanted to do great things that will draw women all over the world to God and also impact into their lives spiritually and economically. The plan is to begin the missionary journey to save the women of the world, and Africa was their first point of contact.
I've been into the youth ministry for a long time, over 10 years, at the Singles and Days Youth Ministry, which I'm also the founder, and it has run for about 11 years now. So I thought of, sometimes I do the program, sometimes we have the men, another section we have the women. So this time around, because I had a vision for women and the less privileged, I decided to start up the Woman Africa, which is also known as WAFA.
Woman Africa, a body made up of women. How was the idea conceived?
Yes, like the Woman Africa is a vision I had while I was in the Bible school some 8 years ago, when I was in my final year. We had some women, I talked with them. I said, since we are going out of school, and as women, we may not actually have churches to pastor, so I called them and I thought of we going on our own, taking up the responsibility of visiting other African countries, preaching the word of God to them, preaching the word of God, and try to see what their problems are and see the possible way of solving those problems. But at the time, it was like everybody had their own vision. So I let go the vision, and though it was there in my mind, I kept wondering when it will actually come up. But this year January, when because there's a camp I usually hold every year, January, to start the year with the youth. So one of us came and said, "Oh, Mommy Ijeoma, what about the the vision we had in school. Are you going to let it die? I said, no, and not as if I want to let it die. It's just like I've been so busy and choked up with a lot of things. But now that you have said it, I want to tell you that it is in my mind. So we just started planning towards the program, and I talked to the women just once, and I saw them believing so much in my vision. And sometimes I begin to ask myself, what have I really said that made them so believe I want to be a part of the vision to reach out to other African women. So I see that it was God's time for this vision to come true. And if I said I'm too surprised or not surprised, I wouldn't be saying the right thing. But the thing is that I just see the success of the program based on the fact that it was the appointed time of God for that ministry to shoot off. And I want to say that everything that happened because God was involved. It also happened because, one, we are not really thinking of what we were going to gain, rather we are thinking of what to do. And if you ask about my inspiration, I would say that I see myself as somebody who has always wanted and always want to do good, want to sow in the lives of people. Like I always say, sometimes when we have programs and somebody says, you people didn't make money in the program, I say, we didn't bring up this program to make money, but to touch the lives of men. And I think because of that simple fact, God has set our minds to know that we are not doing it because we are looking for what they will give to us, but what we will give to them. And that is why God honored our program by bringing women everywhere.
Mommy is, how will I describe it? And the first thing I want to say is that she's a mother that looks beyond herself. She doesn't just, she's not a give me person, give me. She wants to affect your life. That's the kind of person she is. She wants to affect your life in a particular way.
That woman is an open-hearted person. She is of God, and because when she meets you, something must change. Something negative changes to the positive. She's result-oriented. She has a large heart. You understand? If you don't understand that, you have a lot of problems. If you're with her, get ready to walk. She can push you at any point, and you are ready. So, if you're ready to go forward, then get ready to be open. If you complain, you're on your own, and she's a wonderful person. And when she's shouting, just be smiling. Because I know that she doesn't want report, she wants results. So if you don't have results, forget it.
Well, Reverend Mrs. Ijeoma Emeribe first is open-hearted, broad-minded. She has a large heart, a risk taker. She has this deep love and commitment to the things of God. Like I've always said, she's a dangerous giver. In fact, I've learned quite a lot from her in terms of giving. She gives when it comes to the word of God without reservations. She can give all.
As a young pastor, happily married to Bishop Promise Emeribe, the General Overseer, Upper Room Covenant Assembly, she found herself doing great work with the Singles Ministry, which she pursued keenly. Singles Ablaze Revival Ministries kept her busy and a bit out of her original course as a pastor's wife. She motivated and empowered singles to understand their potentials in doing God's work.
Also, she's generously unselfish. I don't know how to put it. She will go all the way to help and help again and again and again. She will not just feed you spiritually, she will also help you in every physical approach, in every material approach, in order to make you realize the potentials of God in your life.
What we are seeing today WOFAM that has metamorphosed to WOFAM, Women for African Missions, and then Women Missionaries to African Nations. Just like every other project, like the day you dedicate a house, usually it's not the day the house was built. The dedication was just like an outward ceremony of an already set event or already set project. And so the WOFAM, or the woman as it is presently called, had been a vision conceived many years back. But like the scripture says, there's always time for everything. But what God does in most visions is that He keeps that vision alive in you. And by keeping that vision alive in you, He makes you conscious of that particular peculiar area of calling, so that it wouldn't die. But at the appointed time, He will orchestrate and work out everything that it will take to launch out for that vision. And so that's what we are seeing in WOFAM stroke woman. So it's been many years, but one thing led to the other, and then most recently, a few months ago, the vision came really alive, as in bubbling, and the heart was itching, and the vision coordinator herself became uncomfortable until the vision was better. And I want to say it was God's time.
The Woman Africa Abuja Prayer Conference 2016, with the theme Women Thou Act Loosed, was a confirmation of God's blessings and approval for this ministry. Women from all walks of life gathered for the prayer conference that had great speakers from all over the country. The conference had a workshop, plenary and prayer sessions. The highlight of the conference was the economic empowerment session, where widows and the needy were the beneficiaries.
Whenever women gather, there's always 1, 2, 3, 4 things, a lot of issues that could come up when women gather. For instance, I see that I was almost the only one carrying the load financially for the ministry, but physically, that is sitting down to talk about it, I was heading every of the discussion concerned towards the program. So it was like telling so much on me, having to all the calls that were coming at the time. I said no, don't call me again. If you keep calling me, I'm going to break down. Because we also had women who were volunteers to making sure that we had a smooth and successful program. So it was not actually too easy. You're thinking about renting equipment, you're thinking about the buses that will bring the people from various destinations, you're thinking about coordinating and making sure that everybody is involved. You cannot set up a program whereby you call people to come, you invite people to come, and you come into the hall and the hall is empty. So are you going to talk to the chairs or the cameras or what? No. But the first and foremost is that when we came to the hall was filled up with women. And the preachers, we got some very powerful women of God talking to our women and reaching their needs spiritually with the word of God. I think that one was also a good one. And I saw the women responding positively. Even during the workshop, I saw the hunger for people to know the truth. You just have to know that the word of God is true, and the word of God is the miracle of today and tomorrow, and will be the miracle forever. There's no other miracle outside the word of God. So I see that the program was actually successful for the fact that that was the first program, and we recorded over 800 women seated, apart from those who did not write their names. So I see that it was actually a success, and I do really appreciate the women who took it upon themselves, not as if they were pastors, they were just believers, but they took it upon themselves to say, no, this program we are going all out. So I try to remember the ministry of Jesus. When Jesus came, his fame, went like wildfire, which means God is actually in it.
I'm so excited. Looking forward to more. We actually had a tag and we went beyond the tag. It was a blow from heaven. I know that God was really, his fingers showed in that program, and I'm so excited.
It's one thing to run a vision, it's another for God to identify with a vision. The program we had on the 20th of February 2016 at Yaradua Center, Abuja, was the inaugural program of the woman, the vision, the woman or WOFAM. But to all who witnessed that program, you will testify that God's hand was upon not just the planners, but also upon the program. God heavily identified with all that was done, prayer and after the program.
Now, a single person needs to deposit a lot of things inside of herself to become what her generation wants. For instance, you don't say you want to get married to a rich man when you, as a single girl, you are nothing. You've not acquired any skill. There's nothing anybody will appreciate from you, yet you want to get married. Masmore said, if you are you, will you marry you?
In the book of Matthew 6:33, it says, seek first the kingdom of God, and every other thing shall be added unto unto you. And so marriage is given unto you to build, because the Bible says a wise woman does what? Builds a home. You left the building of your home to tendering the children, to being your pastor's PA, to be that businesswoman, and you are surprised you have not married. Tell somebody, I have awoken.
The miracle is the word of God. I know that your miracle will come doing the work of God. Nowadays, when we go to a place where they will pray and the tables will stand up, will say, if you see the kind of fire that came out of that place, fire the man of God is, fire the woman of God is, fire, oh my God. May your fire never quench because of them in Jesus' name.
I'm so grateful. The Lord is good. The Lord who sees the heart of the giver. And the Lord who preached that you should remember the widow. And he that sees the widow will never lack. And the way you give the widow, we should be able to know ourselves. Hallelujah. My heart is full of joy. I don't know where to start. I'm very, very happy. In one thing, it's good to serve God. In one thing, God remember me. God see my house. God remember me. I will say, God will bless her. God will lift her up. God will make a way for her. She will continue to undo. God will grant her all favor. Anything that she needs in life, God will bless her with that.
I'm very grateful that the God I'm serving is a living God. He remembered me today. All my sorrow from how many years, no mother, no father, husband run away. From 1 month I get pregnant of this child. They remember me today. He said today is the end of my tears. I said may his name may not be no different than something. Even the woman that he has taken to bless me, blessing will flow upon that woman abundantly. You will never lack. You will never lack of this life.
I'm very grateful by joy. Because if I start to talk now, I will talk from 2 hours, 3 hours. I will continuously to be talking. And may his name be glorified. And I want to thank the woman of God that God has blessed me with today. I appreciate the family, I appreciate the husband. May his name be exalted. May God continuously to be blessing her from generation to generation. May God anoint her afresh. May God take her leg from where she didn't expect to go. May the blessing of her mother Sarah follow her. May the blessing of Abraham follow her.
Really thank God for her life, for her inspiration, for the wisdom that God gave her. And I pray for her that God will continue to show her the way to lead his children. And God will continue to bless her in whatsoever she do, so that this ministry will continue to grow from strength to strength in Jesus.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Why they call the widow? They said so and crowd came on like Jesus. What's all this? Oh, I started weeping and they were like, oh, you have to master it. But I thought we have it, they have something. Like, oh, this is how you do something. So when they now said, let's bring the answer. I'm going to bring the MUS come out of faith. So when I came out, like, I was able to get the that came out. I had a press
Kin taɓa waye matan da ta Allah ya matan da ta baki wannan kuɗin yau? Baki taɓa wayenta ba. Kawai kin zo ne kawai Allah ya taimake ki ta yau. To mun gode.
Man just hear my prayer, he see my crying, up till now, no fit pay my children's school fees. So God help me today. Nobody invite me, but I just carry the waka because I'm confused. Oh God. Now today I know say God searches the heart. And anything way they do for this world, be kind, be pitiful to human beings. Even though you don't have, the little you have, share with people. Share with people. Be pity, even though you don't get, pity somebody. I said the God who searches the heart and see me through today. May that God be praised forever in the name of Jesus. And I said the Lord who used this woman to bless me, increase this woman days, increase her years, increase her strength, lift her up, let the whole world hear about her. Father, take her to the highest place in the name of Jesus. And at last, heaven must surely pay her.
I've always had this mentality of believing that whatever you do in the name of God, you always get it back 100, 1,000-fold, much more than what you spend. So I've always believed that if I use 1, 2, 3 million to buy a car, I will not be rewarded. But I believe that if I put that money into the house of God, doing that which will make God happy, God will somehow and anyhow reward me. And another thing that used to go on in my mind is, I used to say to myself, even if God did not reward me, but because I did it in the name of God, I find fulfillment. So I've been saving towards this program every little money I have, and I could have also been buying gold for myself, buying all kinds of diamonds and all those stuff, but I know that touching the lives of men mean a lot to me. So I guess that I've been having the mind to do this. Like I said, I was telling somebody, I said, when I was a young child, a girl, I used to say that I'll build a place where people will be coming to eat. But I didn't know how it would turn out to be, you know. So I see that visions are progressive. From when I was a child, it has progressed till now. So I have been saving and saving for this particular people, believing that when I do this and maybe do other ones, God may touch 1, 2, 3 persons to be able to look at what the women are passing through, and also want to be of help to as many as, you understand, or want to make themselves, you know, come out to really be part of this great mission, because it's not really easy for one to say, okay, instead of eating this money, keeping it for my family, saving it for myself, let me invest in the lives of men. And I believe and I know that I was born to serve in this area of helping out not only the women, but people who are actually in need.
With all these accolades and kind words she received, propelled her into creating a more robust platform to do more on her vision of helping the African woman. Hence the creation of Touching Lives Africa was here again conceived, a gospel talk show that will be showing on different platforms, television and online. It focuses on the everyday problems women face, while shining the light on women who have been selfless in doing God's work, women with vision and selfless service to humanity, and finally women who have distinguished themselves to serve as mentors to her viewers. Touching Lives Africa TLA show is a television talk show. Will be hosted by Reverend Mrs. Ijeoma Emeribe.
We are also saying those who did not get today, tomorrow it may not be 300,000. Some people may have thought that we have partners. We don't have partners. We don't have people contributing to our ministry. But we are asking if God is leading us in the area of charity, blessing the lives of men through this ministry, you're welcome. You can go to our website to donate.
Charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised. Proverbs 31:30. See you next week as we bring to you Touching Lives Africa TLA show.